Did you turn it on, Mike? Oh, I'm good.
We're on right now.
Well,
So don't say anything that you will regret.
Won't be the first time, won't be the last. It's
It's
thinking.
on. It's on.
There you go.
Okay, at 7 o'clock, we'll open our meeting tonight with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Adoption of the agenda. Any questions, comments, concerns, or a motion to that effect?
I've got a motion to add the agenda item number 8, moving election day, voting to fire hall, and agenda item number 9, payroll for primary elections.
Okay, that's the motion.
Yeah.
Bonnie?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to adopt the agenda and add number 8, moving the voting precinct to the fire hall. Any other questions, comments, concerns from the board? What was 9? Was it 9?
Number 9?
Was it 9 or 8?
I added 2. 8 was moving of the elections, and 9 was approving of the payroll for the primary election.
Oh.
That was on the same page in the second item.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay, motion is approved on our agenda tonight. Consent agenda. Regular meeting minutes, July 13, 2026. Our monthly bills in the amount of $206,128.47. And our treasurer's report.
I move to approve the regular meeting minutes of July 13th, 2026, and the monthly bills of $206,128.47, and accept the treasurer's report as presented.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor with support to approve the consent agenda. Anything from the board?
I have a question on the bills. Why for, on page 4, Village of Almont Electric for June, $1,000. Down to the next one, Electric DTE July, $552. Why was it double in June? Yeah, it's $552 in July, and June it was $1,000.
Question, Randy.
I don't have an answer for you, Randy.
No, I just would. So when you get these bills from the village, do they give you like the original bill for the whole building?
I get the front page of the building. I don't necessarily get the back side of the bill. So
Well, those two there, it just kind of stood out to me. And then I noticed just a comment that down below there, office supplies, treasurer, Visa. That's for through the credit card, right? Down almost to the bottom of the same page.
okay, the Visa bill is there. Is that
Right. I'm just saying it says office supplies, treasurer. So that was
Treasurer department.
through the credit card.
Correct.
Okay, but then if you back up to page 2, there was thing down here that Kim said reimburse for office supplies. Why were them bought, like, why wasn't the credit card used there?
Can I jump in here? So Jenny used to do all the office ordering. When she left, she passed it on to me. Our credit card is set at a limit, and everybody was ordering toners. So I was putting the office order in for the toners. I had an additional 2 toners that came due, and it pushed me over the limit.
Okay.
And
Okay.
That's why I had to use my
No,
own credit.
I was just trying
Yeah.
to figure out there. It looked
No.
like the Visa was used, but then it wasn't used.
Right, and I had to use my own
I got it.
credit card, but I just want to be reimbursed for that.
But that electric bill kind of stands out for some reason. I mean,
I'll research that, Randy, find out.
It'd be nice to see the bill, actually what the total is for the whole. Do we pay half of that back there too?
So I was just talking to Mike about this before the meeting because we got 3 bills with the same account number for pretty much the same time period. And I couldn't make really hide nor hair of them. So that's when I asked Mike if he would take a look at them for me because I'm not understanding why we're getting so many for the same time period from the village.
Okay, we'll make sure it's right.
Okay.
So
Be getting a discount, shouldn't we?
Like, yeah, we'll change the meter. We'll get it. It probably has something to do with either estimations that were catch-ups or timing on the read cycles, all that type of stuff. But we should know exactly what it is now.
and that's
But
that's the issue with not getting the back side of the bill.
Yeah.
You only get the front side of the bill. You're not seeing the entire bill.
it'd be nice to see that.
Yeah. So
Anything else?
I do just a simple question. What is township contribution on page 6 of 7? What does that mean? Or what is covered by township?
6
It's about halfway down the list on the 6th page, 6 of 7.
that's your road. So in our contracts with the roads, there's sometimes there's a contribution from the township and so that's
So
what
it's a road
that's
fee.
what that general ledger number is. That's our portion for the road.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Okay, anything else? Okay, we have a motion on the floor with support on the consent agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion is approved. That brings us up to our report section. Mr. Smith, our fire chief.
Please all have a copy of my report. It's been quite a month. It was really busy. Any questions or anything?
See a lot of electrical power here.
Yeah.
You were busy.
Oh, yeah.
So I did contact them, Dennis, and they're ready to come out and meet anytime we want.
Okay.
Yeah, it's me that's holding them.
All right. The reimbursement to the police department, that
We got a whole stack of assist Almont police.
Out on Boardman Road.
this was the bill that you submitted to the police department for the
Oh,
medical
okay, yeah.
marijuana inspection.
Yeah, they wanted a bill, for that thing on Boardman Road, so. I used our ordinance 67.1 reimbursement for cost and gave them the bill.
So you had two guys assist them, Don, is that what?
Yeah, 2 guys here and there. In one vehicle, then I tried to.
That's, is there, are you guys trained? Do they know what they're going into when they do these marijuana?
No.
Is there additional
They're
risk?
really looking for a fire code violation, something like an RV circuit or, something that's smoking or like that. To be able, they're there for safety reasons. Are they fire inspectors? No, I'm the only licensed, or not even licensed anymore, inspector in Almont Township.
But do they know what they're getting into? I mean, obviously the police are there, right?
Yeah, we had a pretty lengthy discussion before that took place. I was out of town.
Yeah.
About what I expected from him. Stay out of the way,
Yeah.
wait for the officer to tell you what he needs from you.
Is it something you think you guys are gonna get more involved in? You think?
I don't really know that. I hope not. I mean,
Right.
our job basically is to help you when you're in trouble, not go and cause trouble for you.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, so I'm a little on the fence there on all that.
Okay, that's what I'm wondering, if this is how to get a little bit out of your belly here. Certainly.
I mean, anytime the chief or any of the officers ask for help, we're all about that. We'll do
Sure.
anything they need. I just don't want to become the spotlighted guy on a drug bust. I mean, I
Right.
can't do that because maybe next time his wife's having a heart attack on the kitchen floor, he doesn't want to call me because he's afraid he'll get busted for something. I mean, it's a balancing act in my mind.
Right. As long as our guys know what they're getting into, like you said.
Yeah, we had a discussion about what's expected of them, and basically what's expected of them is to stay out of the way unless they're asked for help.
Okay. All right, thanks, Don.
Anybody else have anything?
Thanks, Don.
Just one thing that I guess why Don's here, just to clear it up a little bit, that you got an email Friday.
Yeah, Don and I spoke on that today about the, what do you call that, Val?
Cross-flow connection testing.
Right, correct.
Yeah.
And we're,
So what that is every commercial, not residential, but every commercial building or industrial building has a backflow preventer on the city waters coming into the building. It has a backflow preventer, and then it feeds the rest of the building. So that if you have a hose or something in a barrel of crap, it can't backflow, suck through the hose into the city water system. That backflow preventer stops that. So Environmental Protection Agency, which is called EGLE in the state of Michigan, requires those backflows to be tested once a year. All right, there are 2 billion backflows in the state of Michigan and only about 4 people that test them. So every year it goes past the deadline. Brian Treat and I talk about that every year. They send a letter and say these people haven't tested theirs. Our supplier, the man who tests ours, James Watson, sends a letter to Eagle and says, this is my schedule. Don't worry, Almont Fire will get tested. For some reason this year, Dale Herbeson fired off a letter to Gary saying, oh, we're going to shut the water off. So we're not going to shut the water off. We're all set. With any luck at all, Friday or Monday, our backflows will be tested, and it'll all go away till next year when we're late.
and that apparatus was installed when that building was constructed.
Yeah, okay. That's plumbing code.
Or if this building's been tested.
I thought the same thing, Randy. I'm sure.
Maybe we should send a letter out to the village and say, hey, this building's been tested.
Could we have a copy of the test?
Yeah. Okay.
I don't want to start a drama.
Yeah, one other question. Don, one other question. Where do you primarily fill the fire trucks?
It depends a lot on where the condition, where the fire exists. If we're just on a simple car wreck or we do a washdown or something like that, we have a hydrant right behind the fire station.
Okay, that was,
We use that. If it's winter, we have an inside fill line.
okay,
Then we use that.
all right, this business is shutting water off for the fire department. Doesn't go.
Yeah, that would be a big step.
Quit kidding.
And that's really about the only thing that slowed down the first time at the village is I warned you, you can't shut, or with the trailer park, you can't shut their water off. You've cut their fire suppression off because you're cutting their hydrants off. I can't allow you to do that. So that slowed it down the first time. But I think we're on the verge of that again. Is that the trailer park guy is not paying.
No.
There's been a change in ownership there.
Yeah, with a big bill.
Yeah, wow. Thanks, Don.
Thanks, Don. Moves us up to our police department activity log. Any questions, comments, concerns, reference, or police department log? If not, we'll move on to the assessor report. The assessor indicated to me today that he's going to be having some fellas out doing his field work here real soon. So just if we get any phone calls here in the township about people roaming around property, good chance it's these people from our assessor's department.
And they should have magnetic signs
The magnetic
for their
sign
doors
that we
to help
provide
identify them.
for their vehicles. Correct.
And roll it down here. Field visits for building permits? That's what he's doing?
Yes, he's following up on the new buildings.
On new buildings?
Yeah, new and existing, but right now primarily he indicated he's very busy catching up on new construction.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That gets added onto your tax roll.
parked in Pinecrest for a while.
Right, correct. Okay, our OEO report.
On page 3, I'm guessing that 7718 Dryden Road is the 7715. And it's a duplicate. So the bottom of page 3 is the same as the second one on page 3.
7715. And where?
7718 Dryden Road, the last one on page 3.
Site visit, second notice, that was on July 8th. You had emailed me, Rick, I think that is the July 30th, where myself and Joe and the police chief actually went out and looked at their grass. The grass did get cut. And there's some concerns over there about reference the folks that live there. So the police department was talking with Adult Protective Services on that particular address.
Question on the last one on page 1 there, Gary, directing yard services, okay, grass.
Is that the winter drive?
Yes, sir. And how do we get reimbursed and
I'm sorry?
how do we get reimbursed and paying for that? I mean,
Through their tax bill.
through their taxes.
Their tax bill. I think we gave you that, didn't we?
Right, Gary gave me a copy of the invoice, signed it, we have the address on it. So what I'll do is I'll prepare an invoice now, I'll follow up with them, I'll send this out. And then if they do not pay, then when the winter taxes go out, we'll put that on there. But we'll continue to try to get that.
But then we pay yard services in advance, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Dennis Park Board.
Well, just a couple of things. AYBA, which you guys are very familiar with, just gone after a grant to recover the ball diamond on the at the park. Through the Lapeer County Foundation, I gave them a letter of endorsement. Hopefully that goes through. They're going to start that project hopefully this October or so. Recover that ball field, bring in some dirt. And we're currently out for bids to remove the tennis court fence and the asphalt in preparation for either doing something with that area, predominantly targeting pickleball courts and the basketball courts in accordance with the 5-year master plan. It's the number one goal in the 5-year master plan, which is 4 years old. And probably be leaning on Mike here when things are ready to go forward for grant money to do that. But I think we're going to move forward on if we can get some bids and clean that site up a little bit and make it prepped for pickleball courts and basketball courts. That's kind of where we are.
Have you received any emails?
No.
For anything? Okay.
Now, I had one person I met out there. He said he was going to bid on the whole thing. The tree is a little bit of a problem, but I think he can trim it and salvage it. It's the steel and the fence and the posts are embedded in that tree so far. It's extremely dangerous to be taken out, to be honest with you. But he thought he could trim around it and make the tree a shade tree that we could still put a basketball court down at that end if we really want to. So we'll see what happens. I don't think it'll probably hit the Tri-City Times this week. Otherwise, you've posted it and it's on the village and the park board post. So
Yep, it's on our website.
Yep.
Under announcements,
I saw it.
if anybody's looking for it.
Thanks, Kim.
Yep.
I have sent Novak's and Superior Contracting have copies I dropped off to them. So hopefully we can move forward with it. That's all I got.
Okay, thanks, Dennis. We have a first stab at attempt on keeping the board informed on building department activities. I was given this document this morning from Laura and Joe in the building department that covers the month of July
2026. And these are building permit applications and inspection fees, I guess, that have come in for a total of $29,976. We have a building department committee meeting this Wednesday at 2 o'clock, Mike, if that's good for you. I had to juggle some things, times around for people, but any additional, I guess, information that the committee feels would be necessary out of the building department, hopefully we'll discuss that Wednesday afternoon. So we have any questions, reference that document tonight?
I just got it. I just got it when I walked in, so.
If not, we'll move on to,
She printed it on Thursday. I picked up my packet on Friday, so
right, okay.
they,
I just got it this morning, Rick, so I couldn't get it to you any sooner. Public comment, anything from the public, Rich? No? Tim? Don? All right. I don't have any old business, new business, ZBA appointments. Apparently, when Larry Malberg retired from our ZBA, we moved Lindsay Senstock into his position. Okay, so I was told today that we didn't formally approve her appointment. I thought we had, but if we do it tonight, then we're covered. Also, we need an alternate, and this is totally up to the board. I've provided you copies of people that are interested. I think my suggestion today, even though I respect everybody that made application, would be Kelly Gratt. Kelly is a 58-year member of our community, and he is interested in being involved in the public sector. So the only opening we currently have would be as an alternate. So I would recommend that to the board, but that is totally the board's discretion.
when did Larry Malberg resign?
A couple months ago. Yeah. And incidentally, talking with Jerry Moore recently, last week, he indicates that when his term expires, which is this December, he would also like to retire from the ZBA. So we'll be looking to appoint someone in his position as well.
So on the sheet that I've got for the elected officials and appointed officials, I show Larry Malberg expired 12/31/25. Is that correct?
I believe so.
So this is going to be a 3-year term,
They're all 3-year terms, but they're staggered.
and this is going to be for 12/31/2028.
You're talking Lindsay.
I'm talking Lindsay.
Correct.
So I'll make that motion to appoint Lindsay Senstock to the Zoning Board of Appeals with the term expiring 12/31/2028.
Support.
Okay, you have a motion on the floor with support. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
Aye.
motion carries. And what about our alternate?
So you do have one guy who does have planning commission experience. It's just worth noting, Richard Stokes, I believe it is. And we have somebody who's currently on our board of review, it sounds like. Melissa, but I'm going to screw that, Bugby Nunn.
Yes, on our board of review.
I make a motion to appoint Kelly Gratt to fill the alternate position on the Zoning Board of Appeals. Is there a term limit on there, Bonnie?
So I'm assuming
This is alternate, right?
alternate.
Correct.
Did Steve Haynes move up to the ZBA?
You what?
Did Stephen Haynes move up?
Stephen Haynes is on the ZBA, yes.
Well, I'm trying to figure out which term.
He's a regular member.
Right.
Yes, I believe he moved
I'm
up
just
from
trying to
alternate.
get the alternate's end date here. So is it going to be Jerry's? What's the end date for this Kelly Graff?
Kelly Gratt. Look at that.
Kelly would take Lindsay's alternate place. And we're pushing,
Except Lindsay's not even on this sheet. Let me see. I grabbed my other one. Okay, Lindsay is not on this sheet either. Alternate CBA. There's no date
Well, that was amended. We don't have a date on her, do we?
for her. No.
Well, she took
Is there
Larry's
an expiration for an alternate?
spot. The expiration for Larry was
Yeah.
2020.
No, I don't think there is.
that's all I need to know.
I don't think there's an expiration
I
date.
kind of don't, I just wanted to confirm.
Okay.
All right,
They
so
never-
that's,
they-
yeah, so that's my motion to appoint Terry Gratt.
Support.
Okay, motion on the floor with support to appoint Terry Gratt as an alternate member to the ZBA. Any other comments, concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carries.
So we keep the other applications on file then.
I keep all the current and actually expired ones too. So I've got, good, okay. Number 2 on the list here tonight, accept the Scott Settlement Cemetery donation. Kimberly, I'm gonna put this to you as it was addressed to you. We have a letter here from Carol Braidwood. And we have a response from Kimberly to Carol Braidwood, donated $500.
Right, they sent a check in. You can read the letter. They wanted it to be used in memory of her parents. So I have the check. I did not accept it yet. I wanted to make sure the board was aware of it. I would like to send this letter that I drafted up, page 2, as a thank you. Once and with the official acceptance of the board.
And that $500 would be put into the Scott Settlement Perpetual Fund.
Correct. It will be designated into the Scotch settlement account.
So that was very nice of them. I'll be happy to make a motion.
Okay.
I move to accept the $500 donation from Carol S. Braidwood Holder and family, with the expectation that Kim's letter, which is very well worded, will be sent on behalf of the board. Support.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor with support to accept the donation to the Scott Settlement Cemetery from Carol S. Braidwood Holder. Any other concerns from the board? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay, motion carries. Number 3, step pay for deputy clerk. Bonnie, that's you.
Yep. So my deputy Cindy Greenia will have achieved her probationary period in August of this year, or this month. And her first step pay would be then effective September 1st. Cindy's done an outstanding job for us. Everybody that's worked here and works with her says she's a great fit. Picked up the election and carried us to the finish line for the primary, which is what we needed her to do. And she's going to stay on through the general, and hopefully I'll retain her. But this is the first step pay for her, so I would like you to approve her step.
Is this the 90-day thing, Bonnie? Okay.
We've been here almost 90 days.
Yeah, she's done a pretty good job.
So I'll make a motion to approve the 90-day step pay adjustment for the deputy clerk effective on her 90th day in the role.
Do September 1st for me, please.
Or you want to do it effective September 1st? Okay, as long as the 90 days was fulfilled, that's fine. Whatever you want. Support.
I'm sorry, who's supporting?
Rick,
Rick.
Okay, you have a motion on the floor with support for the step pay increase for the deputy clerk. Any further discussion?
I just would like to make one comment that from what I've heard and seen of her, she is above and beyond. It's the thing that gets me is right now that we are sitting here as a board and acknowledge this, you know, her, you know, great, you know, well, yeah, everything. But we have to follow the policy, and it would be nice right now that if this board could recognize, you know, her and kind of like make their own adjustments to that. That's all. But we have a policy in place there, but I'm just making a comment.
You're talking reference or pay?
Yeah, I you know, she has a lot of knowledge there. I mean, helped us through this election. I think I never heard anything bad. She was always good going. And if you want to keep somebody, you know, you pay him. That's just my comment.
Is that a,
Good help is hard to find.
is that a motion? Or?
No, it's just a comment.
Okay,
No, there's a motion with support.
okay, all right, we'll recognize your comment, I guess, at this point. Unless somebody wanted to amend the motion, that's where we're at. Okay. All right, motion's on the floor with support to increase the deputy clerk's next pay step. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion is approved.
If I could just add something, if we can get her cross-trained, if she can do some extra things, we can absolutely add pay to her wage. So I know she's probably very familiar with a lot of the programs anyway. As long as we just get that training in for her, make sure we're confident that she can do it. That's a good way that we can increase that for her.
All right, number 4, it says additional help for elections office. And Bonnie, again, you drafted a letter dated today to the township board from yourself regarding personal reorganization and temporary staffing assistance. So I don't know if everyone's had the opportunity to read it. I have. I will open the board to discussion on that. Maybe turn it over to Bonnie.
Well, I guess just in what our experience has been in the last 2 months, which has mainly been elections, it's been very difficult for my deputy, who is here only a couple of days, to be able to concentrate on working on elections when she's answering the phone, answering the counter, taking care of other things that are going on in the office. And so we don't have, and Cindy Grosbeck's been great, and this is one of the reasons why we're offering and asked Cindy if she'd be willing, and she's just stepped up, and she answers the phone, she answers the counter, and we just want to be able to utilize Cindy a little bit more up front right now during the elections until the elections are done, which will then free up my deputy to be able to concentrate on the elections, because there's going to be a lot more come November, and we're anticipating our absentee ballots will be a lot more. We're anticipating foot traffic's going to be a whole lot more. So I need to be able to free my deputy up between now and November so that she can work mainly on elections. This puts Cindy Grosbeck in the front office temporarily during that period and pulls Cindy Greenia off the front desk. In addition to that, then we're offering and proposing a reorganization of the office whereby Cindy Grosbeck then becomes the records coordinator, and she would report to the clerk. She will still serve in the capacity of deputy supervisor when Gary needs her to step into that role, but her day-to-day operations will report to the clerk. And am I forgetting to tell you anything? Cindy's been great. We want to be able to cross-train a bit as well, so that we've got a vacation coming up in the months of September. We're going to be short one person the entire month. And then come next year, my Cindy has a 5-week vacation. We're going to be short again. So this gives us the ability then to take the third person in the office and be able to handle both desks and cross-train even some of our deputies to do other things, so that it frees us up to do a little bit more, and it provides a floater, is what Kim likes to call her, but it's somebody that we need to fill in a blank. We've got somebody to fill in a blank, and I think this is a smart way to go. It's what I need for the election, and it's what's being proposed for after the election. So I'll go with that.
Yeah, I fully support that. My deputy is going to be gone the month of September, which means I need a little bit more help, and Cindy would be able to fill that role for me. So I think it's a great idea. I hope that the board members will see it that way also. And this would not be a permanent move; it would be a temporary
to the front. But the
right.
reorganization will be
right. The reorg is permanent, but the relocation would just be until I think after the election.
Correct.
You looked into this from an MTA perspective, because you're basically looking at someone to step in and fulfill a deputy clerk and a deputy treasurer position, and that's probably a conflict.
So she's not going to be doing deputy work per se. It's what the deputies do on a day-to-day basis of answering the phone, answering the counter, and those kinds of things. There's nothing that prevents me from being able to swear her in and have her actually handle the ballots. I am allowed to do that, so she could help with that piece of it, and I've done that already with Terry. So there's things that she can do for us in the election, but obviously there's limitations. You're right.
Right. She would not be considered a true deputy because she is not able to sign checks, and she doesn't have that.
She's going to be acting in the capacity when we have people that are gone for an entire month.
Well,
both of you just said.
Well, my deputy is going to be out 2 days. She works 2 days a week, so she'll be out about eight days. The
But
Wednesday.
that's not how it was
Thursday.
said. It was said she's going to be gone for an entire month.
She will. My deputy will be gone the entire month of September. So Cindy is actually she would continue to do what she's doing now, where she helps take.
Cindy.
Sorry, Cindy Grosbeck.
Okay.
She would just continue to do what she is doing now when she helps out, answer the phone, wait on people when they come to the window. She can take the check and she can take the tax statement, just like Gary can, Bonnie can, anybody else who's already been approved to do that. So it would just be moving her desk up into the front office, so she's a little bit more available for some of the stuff.
Is this supervisor okay with this?
I have no problem personally, as your deputy.
She's currently my deputy, concentrates a lot on the cemeteries, but even half the time she's helping out with administrative duties throughout the building. So I personally read the document that Bonnie created here, the letter. I don't have a problem with it. And Cindy has stepped up to the plate saying that she would serve that role, so.
So is there additional hours that, and she's okay with this?
Up to a point, I guess, right? Considering we all are considered part-time, but.
Yeah, I think the rich point, you can't have two deputies. You can't have two deputies.
She would,
She can.
she would not.
She can have two deputies. She
No,
can have two-
I don't
can't be
think
the
so.
same person.
No, I don't think you can, but she would not be my deputy.
Right, well,
She would,
calls her a records coordinator.
correct,
Not a-
correct. She would not be my deputy.
So my question is, why does the records coordinator not report to the supervisor?
It's probably terrible optics.
I don't understand that.
You shouldn't have a spousal relationship. You can never do a performance review on your spouse. That would be bad. So having her report to the clerk cleans that up.
I am the one that is responsible for the records of this township,
And
not the supervisor.
so are you given a title then? Is there gonna be a job description?
We have job descriptions for the rest of the people. But then I guess we can draft one.
They gotta be in.
And again, this is temporary, just until after the election, right? In November sometime.
It says permanently
Right.
redesignate.
No, I mean, the records coordinator title would be permanent,
Oh,
but the extra help in the front office would be temporary, just until after the election.
Anything else?
You need a motion, and I'm not sure how this is gonna, so I would move to make the personnel changes outlined in the August 17th memo to the board and changing the reporting relationship for the records coordinator in accordance with that same document, effective September 1st.
When do you want this
Yeah,
effective?
when you want it effective.
Like tomorrow?
Boy, yeah, the sooner the better, actually. So, I mean, we could maybe, what's next Monday, 24th?
It is, yes.
Let's do it, so 24th.
Effective August the 24th.
We have a motion on the floor. Do we have support?
Support.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor with support. Any further discussion?
So this is basically a full-time job then.
I'm sorry.
This is basically a full-time position. It's basically from 8 to 2 or the hours, 4 days a week.
Temporarily, it can be 4 days a week.
It started
That's
off,
not-
it
that's
started
not
off
the state.
temporarily as the temporary deputy supervisor because Gary needed two surgeries that morphed into the cemetery coordinator that's now morphed into this. We've hired somebody and we should just call it that.
Right, and we do need that person, but that person's gonna go down to 2 days a week after the election.
Okay, motion's on the floor with support. All in favor?
I,
Aye, opposed? A motion carries. Item number 5, fire chief credit card. Don, how much do you need? Okay. Kim, I'm gonna let you drafted your letter here.
well, Don approached me and thought, if he had his own credit card, it would make it easier and, be less work for all of us. Just kind of, relieve some of those, day-to-day cumbersome tasks. For instance, if you're ordering office supplies, he can just order office supplies with his credit card. You don't have to communicate to us. We order them, then have to get them to you. It makes sense. So I took our existing credit card policy, updated that with the changes in yellow. Did not want to move any more until I had agreement from the board that they were on board with this. I don't see a problem. Don appears to be pretty legit. You know, I'm not too worried he's going to get into too much trouble, and we will have the continued oversight when we pay those statements. The statements will come here. Everything will be paid as long as you have signed your invoices and that we verify that, just like normal.
Would start at the Staples and one other vendor all of a sudden canceled their in-store credit cards, and the fire department always used those cards to buy office supplies and some other things. They canceled them, which means now I have to use my credit card, or I have to ask one of my guys to use his credit card, and that's really not fair to the boys. Because they don't get their money back for like 45 days.
That's long overdue.
So this would just go to Don and the officers, or just anybody?
Just Don,
So that'll be one credit card.
for Don, and it would
Yeah, I
be,
mean, if you told one of your guys to go pick this up, you give them the credit card.
well, it will,
The guys, some guys.
That's what I'm saying, yeah, okay.
it will,
Lose the card.
it will say Almont Township, and then it will say Don Smith right on it. So I would just remind you of that, but I think it's a good plan.
Was a motion then?
It is, yes.
Support.
Is it capped?
Yes, it would be kept at what mine,
2,500?
correct. Bonnie, I'm in the process of getting hers. We had to cancel Jenny's, and so we will just make it consistent with us, the clerk and the treasurer.
Anything that's an unusual purchase or something like other than office supplies, I'm gonna talk to you about it before I do it. I'm not gonna go buy a thermal imaging camera or something on a credit card and say, well. I won't do it to you.
And once we get the approval, then I'll move forward with filling out the application and doing the rest of that.
Does this cap have mentioned in this?
It does, because when I apply for the credit card in his name,
But I mean, this.
Oh, no,
You've got it.
no, but there is actually another page to that where I listed out everybody's credit card and the amounts. And then I had everybody initial that.
I got the documents from Bonnie, what I requested this morning, got them right here.
Okay, but, and so there was no need to do that as of yet before it was approved.
Okay,
So just wanted to get it in the right order.
so he'll join the inventory, I think.
He will join the inventory. And I will be happy to get copies to the board of all that.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor with support to approve a credit card for Fire Chief Smith for the fire department with a $2,500 maximum
Correct.
cost.
Do we
All in
need to-
favor?
Do we need to adopt this policy? Because you got me adopting the policy on the backside.
Let me bring it back once I have everything together.
Okay.
Next month for the
Excuse me.
formal
Yeah,
adoption.
I just want to make
I
sure.
just
we
want to
can
move
jump
forward
in
with, just that I had the board's okay to do this.
there. Sorry, never mind. I didn't say a word.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay, motion carries. Item number 6, computer upgrades, treasurer and clerk. We have a document here that was generated, I believe, by Kimberly Streeter, explaining what she feels is necessary to happen to upgrade our computer system. And Kim, go ahead.
Yeah, we had to look at replacement of our front counter computer. We've been babying it since last year. We literally have a little post-it note that says do not turn off because we can't get it turned back on. And once we do get it turned on, if we have an upgrade or an update, it takes a day. So we cannot turn it off. So I had asked KW for a list of all the equipment that they have on in their records for us. They provided me with a spreadsheet. I was surprised to see that a large number of our computers are 8 to 9 years old, including the server. So in order just to kind of address more of a strategy, kind of a staggered approach to replacing these rather than replace all of them at one time, I drafted this up. It shows that the first two things that I feel are a priority one are to replace the front counter computer. The idea is take my computer, which is on the older side. It's working okay. We're going to move that. We're going to replace that, and the front counter then would be corrected. I would then get a new one, a laptop updated with all the new, with the docking station. Also, the clerk's desktop was replaced 1 or 2 years ago. The thought is to take her existing desktop, replace that with Cindy Greeny as her deputy, whose computer desktop is 8 to 9 years old. So that would be the first step. Basically, replace 2 of the older ones with our existing desktops. So that is priority 1. Priority 2 would be the supervisor's desktop. It's 8 to 9 years old, as is planning and zoning, 8 to 9, and assessing, 8 to 9. I talked with Andrew. Perhaps he could use his laptop and install a docking station here. He cannot do that because he needs to be able to come into the system through BSNA. So that we will need one for that position for the assessor. Priority 3 would be the deputy supervisor records coordinator. That desktop is 7 years old. So in 2 to 3 years, it would hit that 8 to 9 year mark. The good news is with the server, although it is 8 to 9 years old, KW feels pretty confident they can keep us on track. The end of life on that is 2027. However, when we go to the cloud with BSNA, which we know we're going to have to do something in 18 to 24 months, we will not need any server when we do that. So that's anywhere between $12,000 to $16,000. We'd be able to hold off on that, not spend that money. But we do need, and I think it's important, that we have up-to-date equipment before we go into the cloud, so that at least we know our equipment is running and is updated and can handle the technology that we're going to be looking at. So that is what I worked on the past couple of days. Does anyone have any questions? Yeah, pretty much.
Do we currently have redundancy backup on the server? So is your computer backed up to the server nightly?
My computer, yes, I believe so.
So we would still need some type of server, whether we go to BSNA or not.
They said because the cloud will take over, and they use the term lift and shift. They would lift and shift the unstructured data that is currently on our computer and port it over, and then they would encourage us to use Microsoft 365 and all the apps that are contained in that, and that we would be more focused on that. Again, I am not the technology wizard, so I know that you know more about this than I do. You're probably identifying gaps, and I get that. But the important thing I believe is to just start updating and upgrading our equipment now in stages rather than a big dump of money and effort. So I guess if anybody has any questions, I'd love to field those.
Priority 1 could be accomplished by your credit card limit and Bonnie's credit card limit.
It could.
That total would be about $1,800 to do that.
It could.
Yeah, if there's, it sounds like there's an urgency because of that's
The one we can't turn off.
Right.
So we don't know if it'll turn on.
So it seems to me like you guys can do that.
We could have done that. No, we could have done that. And I did the priorities. Everything that is in color, I did that. I added that. We could have done that, but I thought it was important that the board understand where we are technology-wise, that we need to be looking at this and updating. So we can absolutely do this, both me and Bonnie, separately, but I thought it was important to be transparent and let everybody know what we're working with.
I just thought maybe I was confused.
No, you were right.
So, but the shift to the cloud, we talked about having BSNA come in and talk to us about that, because that's the complicated stuff that it's above my head.
That's-
You guys.
So the concern that I have with that is it's strictly just BSNA, right? So it's just the tax assessing in your software, the software that
Mhm.
Bonnie uses as well, and as much as the building department. But documents such as, this is held somewhere in a Word or a PDF document, and if that's not backed up in some redundancy,
Right.
if you walk out with your laptop and slip and fall on the ice that we fixed,
Right.
and your laptop is junk, all of those files are gone.
Right, and that's what they talked about with the lift and shift, that they would port over all the, they refer to as unstructured data, that's not part of the program, into the system. So I will get more information about how they plan to do that, but they were not concerned. They seemed to think if we would just fully embrace Microsoft 365, that would have everything in it, plus
Right, so
that we would be able to
so
use that.
365 is cloud-based.
Right,
So when you create a document, Word document, Excel document, or whatever on your desktop, it goes to what's called your OneDrive, and your OneDrive is then available for all of your machines. So, like for instance, I have both a work OneDrive and a personal OneDrive. I actually have 3 personal OneDrives, but I can access all that by my phone. I can update from my phone or from my computer at home or my work computer or whatever. That's all done through Microsoft, but it's Microsoft products. It's not JPEGs. It's not,
right.
the building department, they take in pictures from, an OEO report or something. That's not a Microsoft product, so it's not going to go to OneDrive. So that would be a little bit different. So that would be my only concern.
We have OneDrive now,
Mhm.
so I think we're dipping our toes in it,
Mhm.
and we're getting there. But also one of the things that KW talked about was the ability to use SharePoint as a group. So there's a lot of benefits. I was pretty pleased because we don't have to spend big money on that server. That was a savings, I thought. So it would cost $10,000, just under, to do everything. I don't think we need to do that. I'd rather take it in stages, a couple in 2026, a few more in 2027, and the rest in 2028. Just a staggered approach. I think that's a good way to go. Then when we have to replace them eventually, same thing. A few every year we have a different kind of turnover. Not that it's a big expense at one time and all of our equipment is old. So that was my thought, but unless anybody has any other questions, I am prepared to make a motion on this, of that.
I just have one. So I don't know Will Spence or KW Corporation. Are we satisfied with the pricing?
I am.
I haven't bought a computer myself in years, and Rick, you know a lot more about pricing and options and stuff. I don't know if this is a good price or a bad price. I have no basis.
I'm not really sure. Recently, I got free stuff from work, so I don't really know.
But can you get us some free stuff? That would be a
That
better
would be.
plan.
I would
Yeah,
get you
but-
shirts and maybe some tickets to events or something.
Yeah.
It won't replace your desktop computer.
But I have a question. So the document, I guess Bonnie put this in our box, the governing procedures,
Mhm.
page 17, first paragraph.
I didn't bring it in.
I did. Hold on.
Killed some trees today.
First pair, got it. I'm there.
That's what I was looking for this morning.
It's the quote. Yes, I got it.
Is it mandatory or is it?
Well,
'Cause this says 3.
it says any purchase for goods or services exceeding a contract cost of $2,500. If we each purchase it under our limit, we don't have to do that. We can absolutely do. That's what Dennis was mentioning. Because they are our provider, they do our phones, they do our technology, they do our copy machines. KW, I'm sorry, yes, KW. I don't know why we would consider going with another company and just kind of parcel that out. I think this makes sense, and I'm confident that the prices are reasonable. We've been working with them for a long time, and we've been pleased with their service. They're very responsive, and they've been honest and truthful with me always.
Yeah, I'm with Mike. I don't know if that's a good price or not. I haven't bought one in
I
years.
think it is. I believe it is.
I guess
He said that the prices change often because AI is pulling everything in. So I was surprised to see laptops were a little cheaper than the desktops.
Proposal to go forward with your priority one using your budget.
Yeah, and if everybody's ready, I do have a motion to that point.
I want to talk a little bit more about BSNA,
Okay.
and specifically Will's email to you.
Yes,
On
yes.
the 7th.
Yep.
We can do that.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Well, let me get the motion out. I move to approve the purchase of two Lenovo ThinkPad E16 Gen 3 laptops, two Lenovo ThinkPad Hybrid USB-C docking stations, 2 3-year Lenovo Premier Support Plus warranties, and 4 hours of on-site labor from KW Corporation. A total estimated cost of $4,083.18, not to exceed $4,200. Support.
Any other motion on the floor with support? Any further discussion?
I had just a question. So the server that we currently have will make it until we want to go to the cloud, yes or no?
Yes, I specifically asked that.
Okay, because you have in here that it would cost 12 to 16,000, whatever. So, but it says it's going to be good till the 27th. So
Right.
we're going to be on that cloud by 27.
No, what they said is that the end of life is 2027, and that I understood it to mean that was the support that they're getting from, I think, Microsoft and Windows, who support that. They can keep us going. They can keep us backed up and upgraded. But that is something we don't need to replace because we will be going to the cloud. I think it'll be between 18 months, 2 years.
So why would we hold back on the rest? Why would we just do step one, and why not do, if this is all required or needed, why wouldn't we
It
just
is.
do that? I mean, we're already exceeding the 2,500, so
We can, but my thought is because we go at more of a staggered pace, all of our equipment doesn't become old at the same time. It's more on a like a rotating basis. So when we do need to replace, we're not replacing everything. We can replace 2 a year, 3 a year. We just, I think, need to get it done. Kind of backs up to what Randy said. Once we're on the cloud, we need to have the updated technical hardware so we can go onto the cloud, so that our technology works with it.
Go to the cloud. The cost is, what was the price? 30 plus?
Pretty much like 70. But they offered to give me a,
Oh.
yeah. But we knew that was coming. The village has,
Right, I'm just trying to.
yeah, the village is going with the cloud. They voted to go with it within the next couple of months.
Do you know what it's costing down?
I don't, but I can find out.
It
Okay,
depends upon how many modules you have, which will then determine the cost. And I know that Kim wants to add a module, which would be the cash receiving module that we currently don't have when we go to the cloud. And that would be an ideal reason to go to the cloud, because Bonnie doesn't like the cloud. But that's beside the point. But we're able to add a module when we move to the cloud that she can't get now, because they will not support the version that we're under now. So the price I'm assuming that you got from them would also include the cash receiving.
Correct, yes. Yes.
So, and I'm not sure that the village, what modules the village has. They may not need all the modules.
So that.
They wouldn't need buildings.
That $70,000 that we're gonna be hit with to go to the cloud, is there a monthly charge then too?
It's not a monthly, we have an annual fee. I think that's right a little bit higher than 10, 11,000 right now. But what's gonna happen is that will double. That will be close to 30,000 a year.
I think we're just gonna add some filing cabinets
I
here.
think you're,
So,
Yeah,
okay,
it's gonna
I
happen.
kind of got the drift of this now, but the only other question that I had was what's the advantage for the clerk and the treasurer to have a laptop? I'm asking, I don't know.
But it's a laptop with a docking station,
correct.
so it'll plug in and you still have your big monitors and everything. You're just essentially taking a piece of it.
Okay, I mean, so you could bring it in here to the meeting and you could have it if somebody asks a question.
I could take it into the audit room when going through the audit.
Oh, okay, so I'm just,
If we go to meetings,
If all
Yeah.
mice, lose everything.
if we go to meetings, if we go to training classes, we can bring them. It's just much more portable. I get calls, I get emails Friday, I get them all weekend. If I had a laptop, I could pop that open at home, be a little bit more responsive. But that is everybody's going with a laptop. It seems to be a little bit more portable and it just makes sense, just the function of it.
So can you call out the items that you were talking about again?
Yep.
In the motion, so.
Yep. The 2 ThinkPads, the laptops.
Yep.
2 ThinkPad docking stations.
Yep.
2 3-year Premier support plus warranties, and 4 hours of on-site labor. Yeah, 4,083.18, and I have added not to exceed 4,200.
Continue to use your existing monitors then?
Correct. And when you have a laptop, then you'll actually have another screen that you can just add, to your.
So are the docking stations, are they set up for dual monitors? Do you have dual monitors now?
I do, yes. Yes, we now have dual monitors. Somebody had asked me about that, dual monitors. They are a game changer.
Right.
So we have
Try 3.
Terry has dual monitors. I worked with 3 before. Bonnie has now added a monitor, Cindy Greenia and Terry Grott. So we're all working with 2 monitors and it's a huge help. I'd like to get Laura one, and I know Andrew's working with 2 monitors too. So we've got a couple monitors yet to.
Gary needs a second monitor.
We're working at it, but I'm all set with monitors.
So the 3 desks, so your desktop and her desktop will be replacing 2 desktops that are.
2 laps,
So
yes.
the one goes to the front counter, the other one will go to
Her deputy clerk,
her deputy.
their deputy clerks. Bonnie's computer is about 1 to 2 years old. Cindy Greenia's is 8 to 9 years old. And we need to keep her running tight.
Okay.
So
And
it'll
your-
just replace.
And then
The
your
older ones.
deputy?
My deputies, Terry is good. Terry's, I think, is about 5 years old. So there's some people that are good. We do not need to replace it,
So
which is the benefit to staggering the.
what was the original 3 desktops then for?
3 desktops. Hold on, I can
On
tell
the
you.
original quote from
Yep.
KW. So the assessor,
Yes, the 3: the supervisor desktop, planning and zoning, and assessing.
Okay.
And then priority 3 would be the deputy supervisor or records coordinator. Hers doesn't need to be replaced quite yet. Hers is 7 years old now. But in a year and a half, we'll be looking at that one.
and they're all on Windows 11? Are we
Correct,
we're
yes.
all up to date on software, right?
Yes.
Windows 11 and
Yes.
365?
Yes.
Okay, anything else? Okay, we have a motion on the floor. And we have support.
And the motion to
But you guys are talking, both of you.
I'm sorry.
I was
No.
just asking, can we amend the motion so that we acknowledge that we went over the 2,500 with a single bid? Because I would much rather do that than do the credit card thing, because that's pretty sketch.
Which is why I brought it,
Yeah.
and to be transparent about
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
What do you want to add to it?
The board is fine with the single quote
Okay,
as far as I'm.
okay. Okay. I will amend my motion. Okay. You want me to just,
Just give me what your amendment is.
that the board is agreeable with a single quote from KW Corporation?
Support. Okay, you want a roll call? Streeter,
Yes.
Kraus, yes. Grosbeck,
Yes.
Swears,
Yes.
Eschenberg.
I'm gonna say no, because we just broke policy. We do have policies here, and we just broke it according to what Rick just brought up, but we agreed to break it, and we have other policies that we always stick to, so I'm voting no. I don't have a problem with the computers, but we went against policy. Right there, it's in black and white. And Rick
Yes.
brought it up.
Chris,
Yes.
Dodge.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Thank you, guys.
We talk a little bit about the rest of the story here. I'm really concerned about this cloud cost, the monthly fees. You're saying that you would expect to move to the cloud with BSNA in 18 to 24 months, and they're saying our life on the server is to 2027. And then Will's email to you concerns me with the comments he made about, from my understanding, with BSNA, their push to online services is expensive.
Where are you right now, Dennis? I'm sorry.
Middle of the page, his email,
Okay.
and then he goes on to say, it brings me to the question is how long they would support the desktop version of BSNA.
Well,
I'm
that
confused
that is
as to whether
why-
we're making a mistake going to the cloud.
yeah, I don't think you have a choice.
We don't have a choice.
Because they, I was told by a rep that within the next 6, 8, 9 months, they'll be sending a letter out from BSNA to say they are going to be phasing out .net, which is what we are on now. But Dennis and I talked. I'm going to ask that rep if he could not come and do a presentation for everybody.
Yeah,
I think that would help clear up a lot of questions.
well, the pleasure of the board, I'd
Yeah.
like to hear from BSNA, because I'm a little concerned that you're gonna pay $70,000 for the cloud, and then there's how much a month?
It's a year. I think it's close. It's upper 20s, 20,000. I'm gonna get
20,000 a year.
correct. Yeah, I am. We pay about 11, 12,000 a year now for BSNA.
Yeah, we pay a lot of money for
They
BSNA.
have, yes, but I will get the cost that the village has paid, and I will get their monthly cost too, so we can kind of compare.
So
And so we have an idea what's coming.
to expand upon Dennis's question, so the operating system goes end of life January 12th. I missed that, the January 12th of 2027. That's only in 148 days.
It's not going to completely shut down. They are confident that they can keep it going, they can support it. But that, again, was a part of the concern that
Can they
we,
just update the operating system?
they
Is it Linux? or is it-
that I do not know.
Okay.
But this is why we have some changes ahead. So I just wanted to get kind of a grasp on it. I will be sending out an email with some notes from my last conversation with our sales rep from BSNA. And I hopefully will, answer some of these questions. He was prepared to give me a $5,000 discount if we signed up before a certain date, which I don't know. They want to get you going. They're a salesperson. I know what they're doing. But I would like to have them come to the board and present what they're gonna talk about.
I don't know what the pleasure
Okay.
of the rest of the members are.
Are you guys interested in hearing that? Are you thinking a special board meeting or a regular board meeting?
How long do you think it'll take? 15,
45 minutes?
Whatever you guys want.
Hmm?
Sounds to me like if we keep BSA, we don't have a whole lot of options, so.
You really don't. You really don't.
Kim, why are you saying you would expect to move to the cloud in 18 to 24 months?
Because I think that's a time frame we're looking at. Because if we sign up now, their lead time is 8 to 9 months before they'll get us on. So there is a lead time.
So the village is a little bit ahead of us.
A little bit. They have signed up to do it, but it takes some months to get this scheduled and rolling.
Does that create a problem with the server that we have now that's end of life on?
No, because I checked with them, with KW. They said they can keep it going. They're not worried about it.
Okay.
But that server is it's gonna overlap. We will not be buying a new server,
Right, well,
because this is ahead of us, which I've been talking about. Everybody's sick of hearing me talk about it.
right.
It's coming. It's coming. So when I get more information, I'll forward it and I'll pull an email together with my BSNA information.
I'd be interested in KW's plan on what they're gonna do, how we're gonna get past and how long, what is their time expectancy, since he has in their end of life on
Right.
January 12th.
That panicked me a
lot.
little bit, which is why, but they told me if we go to the cloud, we will not need a new server. Again, it's gonna all come together. They're confident.
Are there other communities out there that use BSNA? Is that the go-to one, or are there other ones?
Pretty much it's BSNA overwhelming. I know the county just went to BSNA. Because the push is that they're no longer going to be
So like
supporting the
Emily City's
.NET.
on it and Dryden's on it.
They're on it now. Yeah, everybody is. And then don't forget, we interact with all the other communities and with the county assessing.
I think it'd be a good idea to have them come in.
Okay,
We could drill them on some questions
Uh,
there.
that'd be great.
You
Yeah,
know,
agreed.
I know that's probably like a taboo question, but that seems to be my forte. Is there any opportunity to share an account with the village? Would there be any cost savings or anything like that? Because some of the treasure stuff, it is kind of the same, right?
Some of it,
Ish.
yeah.
So-
I don't know the answer to that.
Being that it's such a large investment,
It is an
I
investment.
mean, they share their police department with us. Maybe we could share our BSNA with them.
Maybe I'll check on that with them. I'll check with BSNA.
all the assessing is gonna have township and village on it.
It does right now,
Yes,
correct.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
And don't forget, I have,
And if we're 70 grand and they're 70 grand, I mean,
it's
They're not gonna,
Yes,
they're not
BSNA
gonna
is
be
like-
paying for assessing, right?
right, or building.
Or building. They're not purchasing those modules because they don't need them, because we handle it. And they have construction code authority. So the modules that we need are not gonna be mirrored in the village.
I'll have the guy come out.
We got utility billing.
Oh, these are good
some other
questions.
stuff.
No, this is good. These are good questions, but I will have him come out. Okay, thanks, everybody.
I would prefer to have that one at a special meeting to get everybody together, rather than
Okay.
adding 45 minutes to a regular meeting.
I agree with Bonnie, so we're dedicated.
All right, I will reach
And we
out.
might even have a Zoom in option. Maybe.
Maybe I'll reach out.
Okay, moving on. Number 7, approve a legal agreement. In your packet, you should have a letter from a law firm, Seacrest and Wardle. In the event
should this be discussed?
what's that?
Should this be discussed?
It
Or is
cannot.
it-
It cannot be held in closed session.
That's correct. So I think we're all aware of the situation. We have a conflict of interest with Siebert Delaski. And specific matter that Kimberly's putting it in her motion, so we're looking for another attorney, I guess, to guide us through that process.
I have a prepared motion. I'd just like to throw it out there and get some feedback if everybody would. Just give me some thoughts. To adopt and authorize the township supervisor to sign by August 20th, 2026, the agreement for legal services with Seacrest Wardle for legal services related to one specific employment matter due to a conflict of interest with Siebert Jaloski. The township anticipates that these legal services may not ultimately be necessary. However, entering into the agreement is considered a prudent measure to ensure the township has independent legal representation available if needed, and to protect the township's interests from potential future claims, disputes, or other legal issues arising from the employment matter.
Support it.
Motion on the floor with support.
So one question I do have, Kim.
Yep.
I couldn't find anywhere in here on if not needed, they refund the retainer.
I can confirm that tomorrow if you like.
Normally that's what happens. I just want to make sure.
Okay, I will confirm that with them tomorrow.
Okay. Other than that, I'm fine with it. It's,
Okay.
so I ask if we can get the retainer back, then it's the sleeves out of your vest.
If it goes that far.
Yeah, we don't know if it's going that far. I'd really like to defer this until the building department their building committee has a chance to sit down and talk about this.
Well, I thought about that, which is why I put it to sign by August 20th, which is, I think, Thursday. So
But I'd
you'd
like
have time
see
to
what
meet.
Mike has just added to this document.
To confirm that the retainer fee would be reimbursed if
Right.
it is not needed. Okay.
It's typically the insurance company's thing. So is there an urgency to sign this? We don't even know if it's needed.
We need to have the protection in place in case we do need it. And there's only,
That's what the insurance company does for us.
well, but the insurance company is also going to be assigning the person that's got a conflict of interest. So that's why we're gonna need to go.
If it went to litigation, it would be turned over to the insurance company. Their attorney or staff attorneys would handle that. In the case of Mr. Siebert, he would be recused from that because he is also on their staff. So this is why I guess Kimberly is suggesting that we go to an independent attorney who would not really be involved if it went to litigation. He'd be here to guide us through any pre-litigation.
So right now, the township does not have any legal representation with this issue at this point. There's a gap. And so that's what we want to fill, that gap, to protect the township.
Dennis, you and I spoke on this earlier today, and we were going to try and have a meeting prior to this board meeting last week. We had a conflict with members being able to attend, so we moved the meeting out till this Wednesday. So you would prefer, the way I'm understanding you, to table this until we have our committee meeting? Is that?
Yeah, I still don't, I'm not clear if this agency was needed. Would that bill come on the township, or if we go through the insurance company, would the insurance company pay for it?
So this is pre-insurance company. This is legal assistance prior to it going to the insurance company. This is gap insurance, if you will.
This does give you enough time.
Strange process to me.
Well, we have no legal representation on this issue right now, at all.
We don't have a legal issue.
You have a legal landscape that you have to navigate, though, very carefully.
I didn't hear that much.
You have a legal landscape that needs to be navigated very carefully.
Again, this gives Gary until August 20th. I think that's Thursday. That's after your meeting. And if your meeting goes well and it is not needed and everything is resolved, then maybe you don't. If he doesn't need to sign it, then okay. But we might, and like the motion says, we may not ultimately be necessary to have this. But I would rather have the document and the council in place in case we do, based on the past history of things. I don't think it's a bad idea,
So
just to
by-
protect the township.
By August 20th, you can modify this document from the language that Mike just said.
The motion, you mean?
No, the document.
Well, this is not,
Reimbursing the,
I am gonna reach out and make sure that it is, that we are able to be reimbursed if we don't use it. Correct. If there is anything different, I will let everybody know. Not trying to hide
You
anything.
could make the motion contingent on that.
I can add that. All right, contingent on the retainer fee being reimbursed if not used. All right, I will amend my motion.
Read that back.
Yep. I have a copy of it if you want this, Bonnie.
I just got contingent on retainer fee being refunded if not used.
Correct,
Added to the
that is exactly what I have.
I'll support that.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor with support. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. Aye. Okay, we got one. You got two oppositions.
I heard three.
Three. Okay. Do a roll call.
Okay, Streeter,
Yes.
Kraus, yes. Dodge.
No.
Chris,
Yes.
Eschenberg.
No.
Sweers,
No.
Grossbeck.
Yes.
You got 4 yeses and 3 noes. Motion carried.
Motion.
And I will let everybody know if there is anything different that I learn tomorrow.
Okay, item number 8. Talking about moving the next general election to the fire hall on election day. Go ahead, Bonnie, with your,
Well, we just, during the primary election, we were kind of squished in here, and there wasn't a whole lot of stacking room for anybody coming off of the parking lot. Parking is also a little bit of a challenge in this building. So the fire hall will afford us the room that we need to have both precincts there. It will afford us not having to rip this room apart. We can have the 9 days of early voting with the tables in place without having to move anything here. And then on election, and then the Monday prior to election day, we'll move what we need to move up to the fire hall. We'll have our election at the fire hall on that Tuesday, and then we'll break apart and come back on that Wednesday. So we will have to send new voter cards out to every single voter in the town, registered voter in the township that changes their voting precinct to the fire hall. And this has got to be done. This was kind of there's a deadline of September 3rd to move your precinct. So that's why I didn't want to delay too long, because we'd have to have a special meeting if we didn't put it on this agenda. And I apologize for the lateness of adding this, but it's going to afford us a lot more room, I think, for people coming in and staging into the election. I'm anticipating heavy foot traffic at this November election. Our August primary was pretty well populated. As I said, we had people coming in and they were wrapping around because there was not enough places for them to go. And this room does not really give us the room that we need to have the required distance from the tabulator to people walking by it. And you don't want your election inspectors and state election inspectors coming in and saying that we're not meeting their requirements for distancing. And I believe we'll get that distancing there. We'll have plenty of places to park. And the fire chief has graciously said, yes, you can hold your elections at the fire hall. So moving for this first one in November, and then everything else will move up there, except for the 9 days of early voting. So we'll put something in the paper that says 9 days of early voting is here, general elections there. They'll have new voter cards. And then as we get closer to the November election, we'll put another advertisement in the paper, have it on our website, advertising the fact that we'll have our 9 days here early, and the actual election will be up at the fire hall.
Permanently.
What's that?
Move out there.
We've done elections there before, it's not that
Doesn't interfere with any of your meetings or anything.
I was just trying to get my phone on that, November 2nd, 3rd, 4th. As long as it's not on the first Monday,
It is on the first.
It is the first Monday.
Yeah.
Set up.
Because it's always the first Tuesday.
Yeah, the first Tuesday
What I
is
was
election
thinking,
day.
that it's about time for his,
I'll rearrange something if it helps.
just tell him they gotta come in and vote.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just have to move.
Yeah, it'll be the second. It'll be the
I'll
second.
move that meeting 1 week, and then they respond really well to like cookies.
I gotcha. I hear you. Okay.
Donuts.
Donuts.
Not that so much donuts. Cookies, brownies, and things with nuts and chocolate.
So,
And out there too, they're gonna have to designate where parking is allowed and not allowed, because we don't want them to park in front of the doors.
Right.
Okay.
so are we ready for my motion? All right, so I move to approve the permanent relocation of the election day voting to the Almont Township Fire Hall, beginning with the November 3rd, 2026 election, with a cost of mailing of approximately $3,600.
Support.
Motion's on the floor with support. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Number 9.
That's me, and I just need your approval to pay the election inspector payroll of $13,203.82. $3,000 of that was already in your packet for payroll, so I just need it. I'll make a motion to approve payroll for primary elections, including 9 days of early voting in the amount of $13,203.82. The township clerk will seek reimbursement from the state for these costs.
Support.
Motion's on the floor with support to approve the primary election payroll in the amount of $13,203.82. Any further discussion?
I have a question. So we get reimbursed from that from the state? Does that include when we use the people from the building here to when they're working the election? Is that portion?
Up to $1 amount, but not the full amount. And I'm not that well versed on it. I apologize. It's my first.
Right, I'm just asking it, like if you use the deputy clerk, right? She's basically in charge of it, right? So does she then come off our payroll and then she goes to the election payroll, and then the election payroll is then subsidized by the state?
So any hours that she's working the election, we keep track of those election hours. So that goes into the special payroll, which we submit to them for reimbursement.
And then she does not get paid, or damn pronouns. Anyways, they don't get paid from the township then for those hours.
No, they don't get paid. No, not twice.
Okay.
No. So they're being paid by the township and we're getting reimbursed. So if they got
Yeah, I get that part of it. I just meant overall.
Yeah, they got their paychecks already. Yeah. They got their paychecks. I haven't paid the rest of the inspectors yet, but our employees got paid.
What do you expect the general to cost? If the primary is 13 grand.
I have no clue. I'm sorry. This is my first rodeo. Don't know. I can find out what we paid
I
in
worked a couple
24.
elections. I didn't get paid 13 grand, so.
Well, it's 9 days, 9 long days, and then we had people here for 16, 17 hours on election day. So
Yeah.
it's intense. You got to have at least 4 people here every single day for 9 days, at least.
Only one worse job than being an election worker, and that's being on the ballot.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor with support. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. That concludes new business. Public comment, anything from the public? Okay, correspondence, I really don't have anything tonight. Mike, do you have anything?
Of this discussion, yeah, I do actually have a couple of things. So I had a conversation with the folks at the FCC about a letter that was sent out by Verizon. And Verizon is going to be eliminating their copper phone service lines to a lot of the customers in the area. There are certain laws on what they can and can't do. They have to be able to provide a viable alternative, or there has to be one in place. So I guess, and I didn't have time to talk to Rick. So Rick, you were part of the Wi-Fi effort with me, and so was Dennis. I have a conference call with Verizon at 3:00 on Wednesday, and they are going to explain in detail what they will be doing and how they will be transitioning away from those customers and what the timelines will be, because we're getting a lot of questions. I've gotten 3 or 4 different calls. The fear is that they remove the phone line and they can't assume that cell service is going to work. There is virtual, I think they call it virtual internet something protocol, whatever, but you can use a phone over the internet. As long as that's available, that requires a fiber line into the house. So, they can't just abandon people. So I want to find out, and they're going to explain to us exactly what it is they're going to provide, so that we can make sure that the residents know there is going to be a backup. Comcast it's not, I can't even blame Comcast. The Michigan Wi-Fi, or the office that's in charge of the BEAD project, okay, I'm on the phone with them every month. They keep battling over contract language. So this is state government at its best. They can't agree on contract language with all these providers that are geared up and ready to start putting fiber into some of our outskirt areas. So Comcast tells me they don't see anything getting built till the early quarter of 27, because they just can't get the contracts approved by the state. The state has changed the contract every time they've been ready to sign. So it's just, again, bureaucracy at its best. So I will keep you guys up to date on how my high is doing. If you guys can join me on a call, it's scheduled for 3:00. I just want to make sure that the same team that worked on it initially knows what's going on in that arena, so that we can make sure people are comfortable that they're not going to be left stranded without 911 capabilities. I mean, that's the real concern. The other thing, Wednesday at 3:00. Yeah. The other thing I wanted to share, I also had a conversation with some old friends from MDOT, and I ended up talking with the MDOT traffic engineer. We had 3 pretty substantial accidents at Hollow Corners and Van Dyke earlier in the summer. And when I talked to MDOT, I said, we got to do something. Well, that's not easy for them to do. The long and short of it is, though, the engineer, we talked through it. He has agreed that they are going to put a flashing yellow and red light at that intersection, suspended over the top, so it draws attention from people as they're driving through. Because right now, in the summer, you can't see Hollow Corners Road until you get right up on it and decide you're going to try to go around somebody. So they don't know. They said the project has been approved, but they don't know specifically when it's going to get built. He said, Mike, it could take almost a year at times. He goes, it just depends on how it falls in the priority but it has been approved as a project to put a light there. So that isn't a perfect fix. I wanted a turn lane. I wanted all kinds of stuff, and I kept getting negotiated down, but that's about the best they can do. But at least they will be able to do something. So I guess that's probably it for now.
I had 2 questions for Mike. One on the Hollow Corners light, would that be an option for Huff Road as well?
Well, I didn't talk about Huff Road because I hadn't. Yeah, at the time I was reacting to that, but I can always talk to them.
Lately, that one's been worse, but at times Huff Road has been equally as bad, if not worse.
Yeah.
But it's the same condition, right? It kind of sneaks up on you. We're used to it, right? Because we live here, but it's those people that don't.
Say something, Doc?
It's wonderful that Verizon's going to phase out the copper lines, but are they going to take them down? Or are you going to make it go and cut them off?
So we will find that out 3 o'clock Wednesday. Yep.
Maybe to remove all that old garbage that we fight with constantly.
It was actually Frontiers that you're talking about, right? Their old stuff. Yeah.
Your stuff with Verizon's walking.
Right.
So it's Verizon stuff.
Okay.
And then most of the fatal accidents that occur south of town are just north of Gordon Road by that gun shop. We kill 2 or 3 a year. Not near any intersection. Why it happens there?
Second question is when the Verizon, the copper, their DSL service comes through their phone lines. So that means
So the way the FCC people explained it, they said they should be providing a fiber option to those people. Okay, they can't just abandon the copper without a viable option. I said, well, I don't think a satellite dish or cell service is a viable option. They agreed, but they said before, so they actually opened a file and a potential complaint until I talked to Verizon. So when I talk to Verizon, if they say, yes, we are going to offer them, our fiber in its place, and they will be able to get phone service that way, then there's really not an issue. But my concern, and the concern some of the residents had, was it didn't sound like they were coming up with, and we're going to give you this. It was just, we're going to take away that. So we'll get that sorted out, hopefully on the call, and know exactly what they're doing. I would prefer to get them to agree, and the FCC said they do have the authority to enforce it if they have to, that until Comcast gets their system built into that area, that Verizon can't abandon theirs, but they don't want to start, strong-arming prematurely. They said Verizon may already just be open to changing their schedule, so we'll talk to them.
Randy, do you have anything?
I send out audit forms. I need those back. I gave you an envelope to give them back to me. I need it back before the audit starts, which is 9/21. And then also in the, I didn't read the whole magazine, I will confess, but Michigan Planner had something in there, what to know about recent changes to the Land Division Act. And I gave you each a copy of that. You might want to take a look at it. You might need to maybe take a look at our ordinance for that.
is that in the binder clip?
No, that was in the Michigan Planner magazine. No, that wasn't in the binder clip. So it looks like this. There's a vote at the bottom.
But it's not inside the binder clip?
No,
It's not inside the
I
binder
didn't
clip.
get it, no.
It's roaming free.
Probably in your mailbox, Rick.
I got all that out when
I got an extra one right here.
Okay.
I'm done. I'm good.
What generated this?
The audit,
They sent it out?
they sent it out
Why am I having to fill that out this year? I never have before.
because they gave me 7 copies. I assumed it went to all the board members.
There's mine.
Is it airmailed? Thank you.
I didn't fill anything out.
And-
Never have before.
Okay. I'm done, Karen.
Yep. You have anything?
Yeah, just wanted to remind everybody that the link is all set on our website, so people can pay general charges, trust and agency. We actually had somebody pay delinquent personal property. So it is working with via the link. That's all I've got.
Ironically, no.
Dennis? Yeah, I got two things you guys should have received. Wade Trim's analysis of moratoriums, I think, I don't know if it was Bonnie or Mike, asked about data centers, battery centers, and battery energy storage, and I think, Mike, you brought up the small modular reactors or analysis and the action that's taken on a moratorium and how that works. You don't do anything until somebody applies, basically, that's the bottom line. So that was Wade Trim's analysis based on somebody's question out of this board. I guess I just got one other comment about late agenda items. We got to do better. This agenda came out on Friday. This is, I don't know how many different agendas, and we added 2 more things today. These late agenda items and issues that come before any board without, thinking these things through ahead of time or even delaying them could put you in a situation of risky decision making. I think we've done that before. But I think we just got to do a better job. This is an agenda that came out on Friday, and we added 2 more things to it while we were here. That's all, yeah.
Yeah, at one point, remember, we had made a motion to have all our packets first it was 7 days, and then we were getting blank agendas and blank packets as retaliation, and then we changed it to Wednesdays, but we're back to Fridays again, so.
No business, I make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
Motion on the floor is adjourn.
Is that what you want, Ron?
All in favor?
Aye.
Funny reference.
I did have this.
Mike?
Earlier that we should. You don't have your bills told.